Hi, everybody. Awesome. Let's kick off. So I'm excited to be here. I'm super pumped to be building in this space, and I'm really happy to be talking to you today. I want to talk to you about how I view blockchains, and so much of the blockchain conversation today is based around tokens. This talk is so we can look beyond tokens and just token-moving machines. So I want to make a quick analogy to the internet. Just like the internet became more than just email, I see blockchains becoming more than just tokens. First, I'll kick off. My name's Sean. I lead developer growth at the Flow Foundation. What we do at the Flow Foundation is we get to build the Flow blockchain, and what I get to do with my day is I get to spend a lot of time with app builders and developers, building really cool applications and really trying creative things, a lot of which you can go check out at the Flow Castle or at the Flow booth in the main event. And I'm really excited to chat with you about how we talk about blockchains. But first, let's start with the internet. So at first, the internet was a niche technology, exciting. Most people didn't know what to do with it or how to use it, but that changed pretty dramatically. So what changed? What actually made people use it? What made people care? Email. It was the first killer app. Everyone understood it. Everyone remembers their you got that mail moment. It was simple, it was useful, it was understandable. Email made the internet relevant to the masses. But of course, the internet didn't stop there. The internet enabled platforms to rise and completely transform businesses. E-commerce, digital media, created new things like social networks for distribution of these new digital media. We started with a niche technology that everyone was excited about, no one really knew how to use, and we became a foundation of modern applications. The internet became the home for developers and became the place to build. Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, all of these places were innovative developer-driven platforms. The internet's real value wasn't just email and sending messages across the globe in seconds. It was that it was an open platform that developers could build on and create incredible things. So let's talk about blockchains. Most of Web3 today, most of what we see today is focused on tokens. It feels very similar to what blockchain space was in 2017. Then we had fungible tokens, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we had non-fungible tokens, CryptoPunks. But what really changed this, what opened people's eyes, it was CryptoKitties. I don't know if everyone here remembers CryptoKitties when it launched. It was a pretty funny little cat game, but it was so much more than just the CryptoKitties tokens that many people see today on OpenSea. While CryptoKitties did introduce the ERC 721 standard and was one of the first NFTs to pull it in, CryptoKitties showed blockchains can be more than just tokens. It changed how we view blockchains entirely and really radically changed what happened next. CryptoKitties showed that blockchains should and could support fully on-chain applications. Just to give everyone a size of the scope and scale of CryptoKitties, as of today, there's about 120,000 owners of a digital cat, with over 2 million digital cats alive today. But they're not just NFTs. They are interactive, generative, and fully on-chain. CryptoKitties is two major things. It's generative art. There's on-chain DNA that you can actually look at every single digital cat, and every single digital cat is unique down to the DNA. And that DNA is used to mint new cats. So you have two parent CryptoKitties, they can be bred together and create a new CryptoKitty, all of which are completely unique, all of which have unique DNA, and all of which you can see the entire lineage of. So that's pretty incredible for just an ERC 721. That's why I say CryptoKitties is more than just a token. It's also a game. Things like minting cats or breeding cats was fully on-chain actions interacting with a Solidity smart contract. And these on-chain actions had side effects to the game. Not only did you make a new digital cat, you actually impacted the parent cats as well. So there was cooldown clocks. So the more offspring a parent cat would have, the slower they would be able to breed again. And over again, it would impact the digital cat that you were using and their ability to continue to play the game. The builders of CryptoKitties saw something amazing as building this. Shortly after CryptoKitties launched, there are many applications that tried to compose on top of CryptoKitties. Whether it's kitty hats, I think is one of our favorite ones, where you could buy an actual digital hat to put on your cat. And it really opened up the CryptoKitties team's eyes to say, wait a minute, this is more than just tokens. This is more than just this quick little game. This is a full developer platform that is a platform without platform risk, and we should be able to build more and build something different as well. But after CryptoKitties was born, one new app category came into play. OpenSea was initially launched right after CryptoKitties and just entirely traded CryptoKitties on its first launch. And honestly, that's where it feels like most of the energy has gone since then. New tokens, new platforms to trade them. We're just building more and more token moving machines. But I want us to challenge us, and I want us to think differently about what we can do with blockchains. So just like the internet wasn't just email, blockchains are so much more than tokens. They are full developer platforms. CryptoKitties taught us a lot of lessons, and we're still learning many of them today. There are so many headlines that if you look up CryptoKitties or Google it today, you'll see CryptoKitties broke Ethereum, but there's so much more to it. CryptoKitties proved that blockchains should be developer platforms, but it also broke down Ethereum's protocol fundamentally. During the CryptoKitties hype, Ethereum was almost entirely unusable. Block space was full, gas was skyrocketing, and even ICOs were delayed. You can see many people that were incredibly frustrated that they had their white paper, they had the hype, they were ready to drop their token, and they had to delay it because some funny cat game really ruined their plans. There was a lot of lashback to CryptoKitties and people saying, this is a serious platform finance, and you built this cat game and you're ruining it. But it was a platform without platform risk. There was nothing that could be done to censor, to stop, or to slow CryptoKitties. It was treated evenly on this platform of Ethereum. So after CryptoKitties did this to Ethereum, filled up its block state, caused all these gas fees to skyrocket, there were two major responses that we saw. Ethereum's response really focused on more tokens, more transactions, and more rollups. You'll see the trend of L2s, L3s. I'm sure at some point we'll get to L4. And Ethereum really doubled down to more tokens and more transactions, really focused on how do we just get more people interacting with the EVM. Flow took a step back, came from the lessons of the CryptoKitties team as they built it, and we rethought what it would be to build a developer platform without platform risk. We had to rethink the entire execution environment and think what was best for the app developer and not what is best for the protocol. Let's talk about the impact of these decisions and these architecture plans that we went forward with. So Ethereum really, again, focused on scaling apps, or scaling transactions, not apps. The headaches that led to is fragmentation. Each rollup acts as its own ecosystem. It has apps and contracts cannot easily interact with each other. There's some way where you can move semi-fungible tokens across these ecosystems, but because you do not have that connection, that same uncharted space, it's very difficult to build on top of other applications in a rollup. Liquidity then becomes split across all of these rollups, and now you'll see all of the rollups at L2s fighting for liquidity or fighting for TVL and really trying to attract people in. And I want us to really think honestly, this is more than just UI, UX problems. This isn't something that can be solved with a clever JavaScript library. This is very important that we need to rethink of how we're building applications and the importance of those applications. The other thing that L2s introduced was a centralized sequencer. And the benefit was, well, we can move faster, we can do all these things faster, but centralized execution introduces platform risk, fundamentally. L2 sequencers are centralized under single operators. They can censor, reorder, prioritize transaction, which just opens the door wide open for MEV, for anyone to use on those L2 sequencers. And then adding in decentralized sequencing that many people say that's what's next for L2s, that's what's going to happen. That just slows the entire promise of L2s down. The speed promise that they have, these fast block times that they're competing with, end up being slower because you need to have the decentralized sequencer. For that, you need to have consensus, slowing down and losing the benefit of the L2 fundamentally. Operators are these centralized entities, so they can be influenced, they can be pressured to censor. And we've seen this actually already with Sony's L2. Developers' headaches now. I think many of us can walk around the stage or walk around the expo and we'll see all these different L2s. How do you choose which one you want to be on? Is it where the cool kids are, where the liquidity is? They gave me a cool t-shirt. It's very tough. You don't necessarily know if they have all of the platforms and services that you need. You don't know if they're going to have the liquidity that you want or need. And it's actually extra hard is they need to have enough liquidity that you can make money, but not so many users that you're going to compete for block space because you need to make sure your app can grow as well. It's a very big headache, a very tough problem to solve. And then you need to look at who's actually running this rollup. Do I trust them that they're not going to walk away from this in 12 months, 14 months? And every single L2 is different. You'll see a term of EVM compatible thrown around. EVM compatible is not EVM equivalent, and it shows very quickly as developers are trying to onboard to these different L2s. We wanted to build a developer platform without platform risk. A great developer platform removes these headaches of rollups, fragmented liquidity, and unpredictable fees. Most protocols besides Flow, since CryptoKitties, are either too niche to be the global computer or have focused on scaling the protocol and not the impact of the developers that are building the incredible apps on top of it. To us, a full developer platform must have atomic composability, built-in scalability, and no platform risk because it is a decentralized and autonomous protocol. We seem to talk often about interoperability, and I don't hear as much conversation about composability. Composability is important. It fundamentally unlocks innovation. Flow has a unified execution environment. What this means is there's no fragmentation, no rollups, assets, apps, liquidity, all exist in the same state space. Smart contracts can engage and interact with each other, and there's no need to bridge across these different sharded execution environments or state spaces. Additionally, in the lessons of CryptoKitties, we decided we want to build a smart contract language purpose-built for smart contracts themselves. We love Solidity, we love what it did. It introduced the smart contract concept to us, but there was a lot of limitations that we felt, and it did not seem like these digital assets were first-class citizens. So we created Cadence. It's a resource-oriented programming. Digital assets are first-class citizens, and it reduces security lists. The language itself guarantees that you're not going to accidentally copy or delete assets. They are full things that can be moved across different accounts. Fundamentally, we think smart contracts should not be hard. We've seen too many platforms talking about templatizing or watering down what a smart contract is because they're just too hard. You got to do all of these audits to the lowest common denominator of what a smart contract can be. We think this is the wrong approach. We think this is the wrong direction. We want to see a blockchain become more than just tokens and token-moving machines. We should be innovating at the smart contract level, and Cadence is an attempt for us to make that possible for everyone to build in Web3. It is easier to read, it is easier to write, it is easier to audit. We leverage QuantStamp frequently for our audits, and one of the feedback we got from one of the auditors was, man, Cadence is so easy to read, you're going to put us out of a job. That was pretty incredible endorsement of the language, that you can understand it so clearly and so concisely. It was really kind of fun. We talk a lot with our engineers over at the Dapper Labs team who build NBA Top Shot and NFL all day. And they treat writing Cadence just like another programming language of JavaScript or React or Go. All of their engineers can read, understand, and want to build with Cadence. And it's not necessarily just a thing that a few people get to sit in the corner of the smart contract engineer group. Last year, we recently unlocked EVM equivalence. So what we noticed is that inside of our Cadence execution environment, we could actually run an entire EVM natively within that execution environment. What this means is it's a seamless migration for all Solidity developers. We built Flow as to help to push Web3 forward, but we are not interoperable with the current existing EVM. So we introduced EVM. We wanted to make sure the Solidity developers could run, deploy on Flow without any smart contract changes, and we achieved that late last year in September with our Crescendo upgrade. Since then, we've seen a lot of changes about Flow. You can see every few weeks a new project that everyone knows and loves is launching on Flow. Like Axelar, Layer 0, and OpenSea have recently all joined the Flow ecosystem, and they're now running natively on Flow. Earlier this week, our tooling team is working on making sure that Cadence and Solidity can live happily together. You can compose on top of Solidity tokens, whether ERC 721 or ERC 20. Compose with Cadence, building incredible applications using these interoperable tokens that can move cross-chain. And using the Solidity primitives to build those awesome applications. And on top of using Cadence, you could then leverage the Cadence transaction model that enables gasless transactions natively. So you can use scripted transactions where you can have if statements and for loops in your transaction. You do not have to push all of your business logic into something immutable, accessible, and risky of the smart contract. You could have that natively within your transaction, building really cool experiences. It's pretty awesome to see what people have done with just simple transactions on Flow. We like to say Flow is a blockchain that was built by app builders for app builders. Our multi-role architecture enables horizontal scalability while remaining entirely decentralized. Multi-role architecture enables horizontal scaling. So as you can see, we have this nice graphic. The pink, or now it's orange, the execution node allows for horizontal scalability, which means we can add execution nodes if we need more throughput or TPS. We can scale those vertically as well. So we can add compute power to execution nodes for more TPS. But we can do this without necessarily compromising decentralization. How we can do that is we have a new concept of nodes of collection nodes, consensus nodes, and verification nodes. So if we want to increase our decentralization while remaining fast, we add collection nodes. We can be censorship resistant with collection nodes, consensus nodes. We can remain decentralized with verification nodes and consensus nodes, allowing for our blockchain to run quickly and process many transactions. With our separation of collection and consensus nodes, we natively have proposer-builder separation as well. What this means is MEV is not possible on Flow natively. We have a separate node that builds the block, and we have a separate node that proposes the block to the ecosystem. Simple and fast settlement with dedicated verification and consensus nodes. And then as you can see on the right here on the chart, you can see the different node types and how we see redundancy with those. So this allows us to remain efficient while we're decentralized. We want things like consensus, verification, and collection to be run by everyone, whether it's a little computer sitting in someone's basement or someone that wants to make sure that they can run their operation, run their business on top. Execution nodes, on the other hand, can be these massive nodes. They can be larger than what we'd imagine, but we can run less of them and have less redundancy needed because we can still remain decentralized through consensus and collection and verification. We designed Flow to support millions of users on day one, and we've designed it to handle petabytes of storage. Other blockchains, as you can see on the bottom right chart, while Flow is designed to grow with the success of applications, other blockchains have just continued to move up the glass ceiling, as we call it, just taking chunks of now we can just move a little bit faster than before, not solving the scalability problem, just sharding it to be someone else's problem. Our chief architect likes to say, Flow is a computer anyone can use, everyone can trust, and no one can shut down. Let's break down this statement. A computer is a place that you can execute applications. All of the platforms you see on the screen, check this box. A place that anyone could use. This is another way of saying consumer ready. Most of these applications check this box. You could send this to your mother, or your sister, or your brother, your dad. They would use it. And a place that everyone can trust. Some of these applications would be close, but I don't think we can say everyone trusts every single one of these platforms. And no one can shut down. All of these platforms fall flat on that standard today. Directly a platform that everyone can trust and no one can shut down needs to be a platform without platform risk. It needs to be fully permissionless and autonomous. And platform risk isn't just a doomsday or a Chicken Little moment. This happens every single day. Centralized platforms are risky because you can either not trust the person who is running it or someone has the power to shut it down or censor it. Apple App Store is the most common example of this. You fundamentally have to give them their 30% tax if you're going to do purchases on their iPhone, and they have full control of what applications can be published and downloaded to their iPhone. Steam recently in 2021 banned blockchain games with little to no warning, removing people from their marketplace overnight. Reddit and Twitter in 2023 completely changed how their API worked and either increased costs or cut off APIs entirely, killing businesses and third-party clients, again, overnight. That is fundamental platform risk. You have an incredible business like Apollo, one of the largest Reddit applications in the App Store, and within a week they were dead in the water because the APIs changed and they couldn't run their business anymore. Most recently is Telegram has done this. They've announced that anyone that writes a mini app, you have to work with the Ton blockchain. You cannot integrate any other blockchains to it. So this, while it has been important for us, it's even more important now. When you look at the future of applications, fundamentally, I think they should be the blockchain applications. Autonomous AI agents, they need to be able to run on a platform without platform risk. Imagine an AI agent that becomes restricted from viewing certain flights because maybe Southwest doesn't love a certain AI agent or United wants you to use their AI agent. This is true today. Southwest does not work across different platforms. You go to Kayak, you cannot see Southwest flights. You have to go to Southwest to see Southwest flights. On-chain gaming assets are digital assets. They should be treated with the same respect and dignity as physical assets. We accept too many people changing assets, taking them away, or a risk of developers disappearing and us not being able to maintain access to those. Creator economies, we should remove the middlemen, get rid of rent-seeking behavior. Creators should be able to do cool shit, and their fans should be able to pay them for it. Fundamentally, that's how this should work. And social networks, social networks need to be a place where people can trust and no one can shut down. Deplatforming has been the talk of the town for many years now. While many people like to cry wolf on the topic, it's becoming a real problem. And demonetized is now a scarlet letter on many creators' chests that they have to wear. Flow is the only blockchain focused and designed to be a developer platform without platform risk. We have some incredible builders and brands on Flow today. We've processed over about 700 million transactions. We are run on 440 nodes across 20 countries, and it's time for all of us to think of how we can build beyond tokens. So please start building on Flow today. Check out developers.flow.com. Build the next killer app with Cadence, our smart contract programming language, or simply run your Solidity contracts on Flow. Be faster, cheaper, and more efficient, and remove platform risk from your application. Thank you, everybody.